Now, I read instant crush, infatuation, or love at first sight. This sign will help you put things in perspectives. Now, my fans, some people believe in love at first sight, while it's just an infatuation for others. Have you ever felt weak in the knees by just looking at someone? If yes, then you have experienced intense attraction for someone. You also perhaps had the world to blurry while your eye focused on only that special person who seemed to have an invisible spotlight. We have all experienced such a pull at some point in our lives. Now, look at Sharon Sinclair. She reflected on her love at first sight experience from 22 years ago. She said, when she was in her teens, that is teenage age, she saw him while attending a mass at the church and was greatly enamored by his look, but never able to speak to him. She says, there was something that drew me towards him. As we reached home and down and blind supper, all I could think but was him. Nothing else had made me happier than the thought of just taking a good look at him. No matter how much I tried to ignore it, I have to admit this was love at first sight. My friends tell me this was infatuation. Others tell me I felt a flirt. Many others, mature adults, tell me that I was a growing teenager trying to control the pangs of puberty. All of it was wrong. The only thing that was correct was that I was an immature and underconfident teenager who could not muster the strength to speak a few words. However, it is an extraordinary experience for those who have nurtured their first feeling to a successful relationship. But how can you know if you have had the same episode or lesson or experience? Now, I want you to follow me as I unveil the 15 signs that you get when you fall in love, or when you fall in love at first sight. But before I start or commence, I keep on asking this question: what is love at first sight? Do you know? Now, let me give you an explanation of love at first sight. Like I read, according to a study, humans have developed the ability to identify mates swiftly in a matter of 100 milliseconds. After a person is sexually attracted to someone, they feel an emotional attachment that prompts them to gaze into the eyes of subject of attraction a little longer than usual. That feelings of adoration is what we know as love at first sight. You are craving to see that person more. This seems to be a strong pull towards them, and you may want to know more about them. If the other person feels the same for you, then the romantic attraction between you two will be undeniable and very strong. What do I mean by this? Love at first sight. If you meet someone, maybe, and your whole heart you see the body reaction, you'll be lost in thoughts at the first sight, because what is in you has you can't control what is in you in terms of affection. You want to know that person more. You want to come close to that person. You want to be with that person. You just want to have a glance look at that person, because it is a chemistry. Love is a chemistry that involve both the internal body reaction and everything. So when those things happens, you find out that you have already fallen in love just because of the person's physical attraction and the chemistry that is in you is being reflecting, giving you signal that you admire this person and you want to be with this person. Your internal body chemistry is being put to work when you find love at first sight. So my fans, let's still go ahead and know and learn more. Yes, many couples have experienced love at first sight almost in a way described in novels and shown in movies. It is also possible to feel an intense sense of attraction towards a person in an instant. It may be physical attraction at first, but can soon turn into deeper and more meaningful connection with them. Researchers has found out that has been proven that the effect of primacy, what is primacy? Getting influence and having enhanced memory for the information presented at the beginning when you just cited the person, plays a significant role in eliciting instantaneous attraction to that partner. Now, my fans, what causes love at first sight? Poet and filmmaker may have glorified love at first sight through their best verses and storytelling techniques. However, it is a practical aspect involved in different sections of your brain reacting to a situation and has very little to do with your heart. The brain prefrontal cortex that is linked to the ability to make decisions, solve problems, and think critically is used for making prompt decisions with the little information put. The same area is responsible for acknowledging love at first sight, as it may be considered as a snap decision. Now, the appearance or behavior of a certain person may contribute to activating different parts of your brain. The causes is overwhelming physical and emotional reaction brought about through a surge of hormones such as dopamine, the feeling of hormone, and oxytocin, the feeling of hormone, the love hormone related to sexual arousal and romantic bonding. However, whether these reactions are associated with long-term relationship or not is a matter of further research that will be proven. Now, my fans, there are hormones, and two hormones that causes love at first sight. One of them is dopamine. What is dopamine? Dopamine is the feeling of romantic bonding, or dopamine, the feeling of good hormone, and oxytocin. This is the feeling of hormone related to sexual harassment. These are the elements that causes love at first sight. Just like what I say, love at first sight is a chemistry, it involves chemistry. And the chemistry that initiates that bond for you to say I have fallen in love at first sight is dopamine and oxytocin. When they react, they arouse your body system to tell you that you should look at this partner, and actually they are the causes of love at first sight. Now, I'll be giving you 15 signs of love at first sight. Now that you know what love at first sight is, let's have a look at some signs to understand if you have experienced it before. Because a lot of you have experienced love at first sight, even without knowing. Some will say, I have not, but in one way or the other, you have experienced love at first sight. So I have explained to you even what the causes of love at first sight, which are dopamine and oxytocin, that involve feelings and harassment of the body system that will get to convince you when you see a partner that you have fallen in love with him or her. Now, these are the signs that you get when you are falling in love at first sight, or you are about to fall in love at first sight. Number one, you will feel butterflies in your belly. Do you know that unusual but swooping feeling known as butterfly in your stomach? When you see the person, your heart beat fast, and you will feel butterflies in your stomach. Your heart is filled with ardor, intense enthusiasm, fondness, and passion towards that person. It is a good feeling that makes you anxious and excited at the same time. You see, you feel butterflies in your tummy, involving you'll be excited, you'll be happy, you'll be laughing, you'll be wanting to know that person more, because your whole body system, because oxytocin and dopamine, which are the chemical contents or components that initiate this feeling of butterflies in your stomach, have been put to work. They are reacting. So you'll be at the signs that you'll be happy, you'll be very excited, and you wanting to meet that person. You feel relaxed when you are talking with that person. That is number one sign that you are falling in love. Number two, you keep looking for them. Once you are attracted to that special person you adore, you may start seeing them everywhere. You will give a second look to anyone who slightly resembles them. In a room full of people, your eyes will look only for them, since you have desire to see them again. You experience a profound longing and yearning to close to the person. This is what the signals or the sign that you get when you are attracted to a person at first sight. It is not your fault anyway, and it can never be your fault. Why? Because I said earlier that there are chemical components in every human, which are dopamine and oxytocin. They are chemical components that initiate decision for you when you love decision, when you find love or you meet somebody at first sight. Your body system has been put to work towards that person. Your mindset that chemical component has initiated love signal, and you have no other option but to be, because it is. Now, number 3, you cannot stop stealing glance. What do I mean by stealing glance? Looking. You be like, when you see that person in far or maybe close, your whole body system is being attracted to that person. Now, when around them, you cannot stop staring at them. You are hypersensitive to their movement around you and ensure they remain in your peripheral vision all the time. You are enamored with the person, feeling captivated and enchanted by their presence. So it's just the same thing. You will be looking at them. All your mindset is being focused on that person. Everything is focused on that person. You'll be like, what is happening? You have already fallen in love without you knowing. But don't say, is it how they fall in love? No, it is not how they fall in love. You can't help it, my fans. You can't. A lot of us have experienced it several occasions and are still experiencing it. Remember, love is something that you can't say I have overdone, or let's continue our discussion. Number 4, you feel an instant connection. The person might be a stranger to you, but seeing them give a sense of familiarity. You feel comfortable when with them, as if you have known them before. You feel like you have a sentimental attachment and emotional connection to the person. However, you may feel nervous talking to them, but you would like that feelings to continue. That is what happens to a lot of people. Some attribute it as infatuation. I am into infatuation. No, it is a natural phenomenon. You want to be with them. Sometimes you even feel shy talking to them. Sometimes you can't eat without them. Sometimes you dream about them. It is love at first sight. So when you encounter such, you shouldn't attribute it as infatuation. No, it is not an infatuation. It is a natural phenomenon because the chemical content or component of love, which involve dopamine and oxytocin, have been put to work. Now, number 5, you do not care what type they are. You usually have a type when it comes to dating or even having a crush. The person may not be your type or be the complete opposite of your wishes, but something about them make you go ahead over here. You may even experience moments of idolatry, seeing them as a perfect being. You see, this is what is happening. That's why if you look around Nigerians, you look around the world, you look around your neighbors, wherever you find yourself, you see a very beautiful lady gets attracted to almost a half average human being or even a dwarf. For instance, you might have found it, or when these components are in reaction, you do not care what type of person that person is. All your mind is telling you that I love him, I love her. It is a natural phenomenon. You can't help it. So, number 6, you find everything about them attractive. The way they raise their glasses to drink water, to the way they dress, everything make you crush about them with fascinations. Every small attraction of their makes your heart fall flutter, such as feeling could be nothing less than love at first sight. You find them very much attractive. Sure, everything they does, everything he or her does is okay by you. It is not your fault and can never be your fault because, as I said earlier, the chemical component which are dopamine and oxytocin has been put to work. They are now making the decision for you. Now, number 7 sign: you can't stop thinking about them. It has been days since you saw them, but your mind still keeps thinking about them. The mere thought of them fill you with enthusiasm and laughter and joy. No matter where you are or what you are doing, your mind keeps drifting to them. You find yourself lost in a reverie and daydreaming and fantasizing about a future with that person. You become obsessed with thought of the person, consumed by their image and presence in your mind. You can't stop thinking about that person. You want to be with that person, you want to stay with that person, you want to be around that person, you want to see him talk, eat, watch, in short, laugh. All your mindset is on that person. It is not your fault. Dopamine and oxytocin are responsible for that. Number 8, you wish to see them again. Your daydreaming become so intense that you hope to see them again. You may be a shy person but do not mind striking a conversation with them because they are such a delight. It could make you feel that talking to them is necessary. We are falling woefully to a guy, my dear. You try to remove the shyness, you walk up to that person and you be trying to let that person get your attraction. It is not your fault. Doing that is not your fault. You wish to be with them, you wish to see them again. It's not your fault. I have said it here. The causes is dopamine and oxytocin, which are the love component that initiates sexual urge and feelings towards that partner. They have been put to work and you cannot stop them. Number 9, you feel shy around them. Of course, it happens. You may have no problem speaking in front of a crowd, but speaking in front of this special person could make you nervous. You feel shy to talk to them as you might be scared of floating out sometime easily that make you in your image. My friends, when I have not understood this chemical component which involve dopamine and oxytocin, when I was in my secondary school, it happens to me. I was in SS2. I met a feminine being, Patience by her name. I don't know what I feel about her. I don't know what I feel, but I feel guessing. I keep on saying her. I keep on doing anything just for her to get my attention. But I was so nervous that I could not reach out to her and profess my love to her because I love her and I felt in love at first sight while I was in secondary school. When I reflect, when I came to know that there is a chemical component that initiates sexual urge and attraction and feelings, which are dopamine and oxytocin, now I tried to reflect back and saw what I felt, that it is not my fault. Then I thought it was my fault because I could not confront her either. But now I understand that actually it is not my fault. You can feel nervous for that person. You can be speaking on the crowd, telling people, anywhere. You can address millions of people, but that special person that captured your heart, you will feel nervous. You feel pardon. You feel, I can't say. No, it is not your fault. They are components that are responsible for that. which are dopamine and oxytocin. They initiate fear, they initiate nervousness in your mindset. Now, let's go ahead, my fans. Number 10 on my list is you want to learn more about them. You might use your online stalking skill to know more about the person. If you are constantly trying to find what they eat, what they like, and everything about them to understand them better, you are falling for them at first sight. Some people want to know what they eat. They will call you, baby, have you eaten? What is your favorite? What is that? When all these things is taking place, it is not your fault. There are chemical components that are being put to work which involve oxytocin and dopamine. Number 11, you feel happy all the time whenever you are with her. You find yourself smiling for no reason. The world start looking unusual beautiful. You wake up excited and go to sleep feeling light and happy. Even a problem you hated may seem easily unconquerable. You'll be feeling happy whenever you reflect your mind to that person, particular partner that you are crushing on. You feel happy, you feel excited. In short, the world is so sweet to you. Nothing bothers you anymore because you love that person. My fans, it is not your problem. If there are chemical components that are responsible, that initiate sexual urge and feelings of connection and attraction without knowing in your body system. Now, number 12, this is what you feel. You might imagine yourself with them. You imagine accidentally bumping into them or scenarios where you seem to impress them. At times, you even create a whole fancy story like a romantic movie and have your happily ever after moment with them. A lot is happening in a relationship, my fans. A very whole lot is happening. I tell you, a whole lot is happening. A whole lot is happening, my fans. You imagine yourself with them while you are still at home. You imagine yourself with them. You are in your bed. You imagine yourself when you are eating. It is not your fault. You may lost in thought a lot of things. It's not your fault. It can never be your fault, my fans. It is a love chemical component that is working on you. Now, number 13, you sense the change in your body language. Initially, when you interact with them, your shoulder might have been tense and breathing shallow. But as the conversation goes on, you start feeling relaxed and you might even be smiling a lot during your conversation with them. The change in your body language can be associated with the production of a neurotransmitter called dopamine and the feel-look hormone oxytocin, which influence the feelings of social intimacy and mamania. I told you there are chemical components that involve or influence. Yes, influence. It's not even your fault. They have been put to work and you must obey them. They take the decision for you in love and everything. That is why you see a lady will say, I can't let this guy go. A lot of them try to convince her, what do you see in this guy? What do you see in this guy that is making you to stay put? The guy is not handsome, he's not even good looking. My guys, in terms of love, when oxytocin and dopamine are in charge, you can't see clear. It is only those that are by your side that is seeing it and seeing what you are supposed to see. But when these chemical components are put in work in you, that slim, that non-looking guy is the best for you at that moment. Number 14, you can be yourself with them. No one around you ever get you with an humor except this person. Your jokes that other flying door has them in splits, which are often fan wired by others. You are not afraid of being your true self with them. This is what you see. The nonsense you speak out to others will seem nonsense to that person, but the person who loves you, it is meaningful to them. Now, number 15, which is the last sign that you notice when you are falling in love in first sight. You feel you are meant to be together. After seeing the person and interacting with them, you are confident that they are the one for you. You have no reason to explain, but you feel in your gut that you are meant to be with each other. You see, at times, that is why I said, you don't hurt a lady that loves you. Don't hurt your partner that loves you. You might not even, when there is love connection in a relationship, you imagine, I found my life partner. Oh, I want to spend the rest of my life with that person. I want to be with that partner. I want to be with that partner. This is what actually comes in your mind day in, day out. It is not your fault, my fans. It is not your fault. There is a chemical component, which are oxytocin and dopamine. They are the decision maker in love lying in your heart. They are in charge. They take decision for you, and you must obey. As long as it is your body system, you must obey this chemical component that have been initiated and be put to work in your body system. So my fans, I want you to know that there is what we call love at first sight. And when you start noticing this